Hello guys, so to begin in this tutorial, I'm going to come down by a starting line of 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 an inch. So next, after coming down by that, I'll go ahead to take our shoulder measurements, my shoulder measurements, which is 16 divided by 2, 8 inches. Come down by 1 inches. Then for the neck depth, I took 8.5 inches. Then I'm connecting the shoulder slope, and after doing that, I'm marking our neckline, which is a V neckline. Now for the armhole curve, I went down by 8 inches for my chest line. To get the chest line measurement, it's your bust divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. Then I took the half of the line, then I went out by 0.75 inches. Then I placed the bust measurement on that line. So next, I went ahead to draw the armhole to connect the curve. If you want a detailed tutorial on that, I'll be leaving the link in the description box so you can check it out. So next, I went ahead to mark my underbust measurement, my bust point measurement, and my waist measurement, which is 12 inches, 15 inches, and 17 inches. So next, I went ahead to mark my bust measurement on the chest line and my waist measurement on the waistline, and I marked it down. So, and I connected. So for this particular tutorial, there is no dart on this dress, so the dress doesn't have a dart. I also added extra 2 inches allowance, and I took down the line. So now for the under bust part of this dress, the black plain part that is on the under bust. So from the bust line or from the chest line, I came down by 2 inches from our neck measurement. Then I connected it to the under bust. So after connecting it, I discovered that I've already taken allowances. I've already added 2 inches allowance. So I had to retake that line again. So I had to retake it because the line has to be directly under our under bust. And because of the allowance I've taken, is not going to be directly under the under bust. After finish sewing and everything, we are not going to have that. So I had to retake it from the under bust to give a slant from the under bust so that when sewing, everything is going to be connected properly. And this was what I did here. So as we can see, I took the second line going from the under bust then straight up. Yes, so that is it. So it has to match from the under bust to top of the to close to the chest line, like that. So, or close to the neckline, because I went down from 2 inches below the neckline. So next I went ahead to cut it out, and this is what I have. So from the back, for the back, I went out by 1 inches for the zip allowance. Then I did similar things to what I did in the front, but with a few adjustments since it's the back. So for the neck, just like we did, I went out by 4 inches for the neck depth, and then for our shoulder line, I went out by 8 inches, which is half of 16 inches. Next, I curved the neckline, which you can see. So after doing that, I went out by 1 inches. Then I connected the shoulder slope. Then I went down by 8 inches for the armhole curve. So next line, now for the bust line, I went up by about 8 inches from the waistline, and then I marked 4 inches, which is the nipple to nipple measurement, and then I marked half inch on the waistline to the top of that nipple to nipple line, and then I have this. So next I took my waist measurement, added the dart allowance, and also added extra 2 inches allowance, exactly what I did in the front, and then I did on the bust line to mark the measurement plus the allowance. Next, I went ahead to mark the armhole curve. So I took a curve from the midpoint of the line there. So next, now after doing that, on the zipper part, I went out by about half of an inch, and then I connected it in a slant. So doing that will avoid zip bulge at the back of this dress. So next, I'm going ahead to cut out all the lines, and then this is what I have. So for the bust, I'm not going to cut the bust. It will be there, but on the fabric, I'm going to place the darts there. Next, for the front part, I'm going ahead to give it a slash. I'm slashing the lines open, the upper part of our front pattern, and I went ahead to label it. So after labeling, I also gave arrows indicating the ones that are indicating how they are following each other. So after doing that, I went ahead to take another fresh piece of pattern paper to extend the fabric in this way. So if you are using your fabric, you can go ahead and connect it in this way and give spaces like this, depending on how full you want the gathers or the pleats to be, because this is actually pleated. This dress is actually pleated. So after doing that, you connect everything together, up and down. You give space, you connect it together. Then after connecting it together, you cut out. After cutting out, this is what I have. So now, moving forward, just so you know, to be on the safer side, that pattern that I slashed, make one piece and keep aside before slashing it, so that when drafting, when pleating, you can use it to identify and know when you have pleated it enough to the body measurements. I don't know if you understand. Let me repeat myself. So when pleating, you leave one piece, the main piece, so that you can be able to check that you have gotten to the body measurements, to the accurate measurements, which will match the back pattern. So after doing this, now you will go ahead and pleat it on the lower part of this bodice. So like we can see, so I actually recreated this style before, but if you notice, it's no longer on my channel, so I decided to create a tutorial on it. But if you want me to recreate this again, you can leave it in the comment section and I'll work on doing the cutting and sewing. But for this is the pattern of how to go about it. So after doing that, this is all we have. So for the lower part, is just a lower bodice. You draft like a long skirt that will be attached to the upper part, and you have your dress. So thanks for watching.